close. There it comes.
Right on time.
Hey there. How are you? Well, we're dry.
Yeah, I heard that. Hey, I'm just killing time. I'm doing the TV thing down there, so just if you got a sec.
Sure.
Just want to. I'm just coming up with stuff to do. Is your offensive lineman? Is it a doll?
Adol.
Adol.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just making sure on my cheat sheet here. Your number 10 is it Avon?
Yes, Avon Goodwin.
Okay, I got that right. And I did the game last year. Your quarterback just goes by Charbonneau, right?
Right, Charbonneau.
Okay, all right.
Charbonneau.
So whatever, however
yeah.
it comes out.
Yeah.
It's
And
French.
you guys got a fun team to cover.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's lots of talent.
It's
Man,
been
tell you
fun.
what, my father-in-law knew Coach's dad back when his dad coached at Broken Bow.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, my wife's a Broken Bow girl.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah. How long have you guys been doing Wagoner football?
So we actually started this in 09.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Different.
Oh, yeah, I
we
understand.
used Web Scott.
Well,
Web,
the fun thing is
something
covering,
media.
getting connected to the hip of the team.
Exactly.
And covering the team and knowing the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been the radio voice for Moorline football for 33 years.
Is
Oh,
that
wow.
right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a long time.
Yeah. Just finished my, and what, I mean, the 6A1 is, it's, you know,
We were talking about Bixby earlier.
yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we played them at their place and they're just, it's just amazing.
Different level.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they could beat some smaller college teams.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, and it's just, you know, I didn't want to take up you guys' time.
you're
and
good.
it-
No,
obviously-
thanks for coming.
That's all we got.
obviously,
Time, right
that's all we got this time. But I've been doing some
Hello.
work for these guys that, for the years, and it's always fun to get to come and call games.
Right.
I don't necessarily agree with the politics of where if you're at, I think if you're at a streaming service that does video, you should be able to do it for all through.
Right.
Now, don't let somebody come in but, I mean,
Yeah.
all I do is they call me and ask if I can come do the game.
You said, all right. I mean,
Yeah, so. No, it's fun to be part of the team, the community. Hey, you got, Coach is awesome, man. You guys,
yeah, he's a good one.
he's just, you know,
Comes from a good line.
Yeah.
Good lineage.
yeah.
Yeah, he's done really well. He's had a good run. It's probably just the weather, I bet. You got clouds that interfering with your cell signal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Still shows 5.
I've got the only person I know from Broken Bow. He's not lived there anymore, but he spent some time there, and his name was Andrew and Kenda Stowe.
Okay.
So I don't know if they
I'm sure my in-laws, they still live there.
Still live there.
Yeah,
They were in that school system for that was like
Wow.
another 30 minutes.
There's another 30.
Well, and then so, like Coach Condit, he knew my wife's related to Brian Pratt that's that's coached at Wasso and
Okay.
all over down in Texas, and he's at Bentonville West.
Get your out.
Just hang up in the Oklahoma City area, Moore,
Okay.
Norman, anything up around this area, just
Okay.
anything I can ever do to help you guys. This covering high school football is a blast.
Yes, yes, it is.
Y'all do other sports too, basketball?
When they get to the playoffs.
You did softball.
Yeah.
You did some softball
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, just some softball.
Yeah.
So
It's fun, man.
yeah.
I call it, makes me an 18-year-old.
Right.
again.
Right.
Yeah, it's still
right.
exciting.
That's why I tell those kids, I've been around so long, they treat me as they call me Coach Northcutt. And so
Coach, hey,
yeah,
Coach.
and so that coach has me talk to the teams. We have some special awards and so I'll talk to them.
Right.
I'll tell them kids, I said, listen, I'm telling you, you better savor this.
Right.
Because I'm an old man and I get to be a senior every year and I get to come back. You guys don't.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know, Yeah.
You know, coaches and broadcasters, we get to
See it every year, yeah.
You guys better, young people,
True.
better swim it.
Very
Yeah.
true.
All right, fellas.
True. All right.
Thanks
Good
a
luck.
lot.
Thank you.
Hey, kids.
It's nice up here.
All right, Wagner Bulldog fans. Sorry for that little interruption there. The computer decided it was going to do some updates. So we are back, and we just had another lightning strike. So that means, yeah, that means another 30-minute delay from about 8:05. So at the very earliest, we're looking at probably a 9 o'clock kickoff at the very earliest. So make sure that you have let everyone know, text them there's another lightning strike, so add another 30 minutes on to that. Of course, it wasn't too far away from the previous one, so that won't.
Just add a minute.
Yeah, add a minute too. But the second wave has definitely come through. It is raining pretty hard down there. No hail this time. If you're just now joining us, we've already
thunder rumbling there.
We've already had one wave come through, and it brought a little hail with it. And now the second wave right now has rain and lightning. So fast the word along. 9 o'clock, 8:45 is the very earliest. It's probably going to be more like 9 o'clock kickoff time. And as we were talking about before the interruption of our laptop updating, this is not going to be rescheduled. We're here, and it's just, and there's all kinds of lightning right there. So if you're listening to us at home, start that 30-minute clock again, because the lightning just hit. So if you're just now joining us, you have not missed anything other than weather. And we still have weather right now. You're listening to Friday Night Bulldogs. This is Jeremy Holmes alongside John Page and Ben McFarland coming out of retirement. We're in Edmond, Oklahoma, the home of the University Central of Oklahoma Broncos. And tonight it is the home of the Wagoner Bulldogs as we await the kickoff of the 4A state championship against the Blanchard Lions. And again, you haven't missed anything. We are still awaiting the all is clear, and right now the only thing that's clear is the stands.
Yeah, that's definitely clear.
The public address announcer, John, has given the updates and basically is given the direction of the fans to take cover underneath the stadium.
Yeah, and it's not the rain, ladies and gentlemen, that's causing the problem, because we can play football in the rain. It's the lightning. Lightning stings a little bit more when it hits you. It can cause death, severe injury. So we don't want that to happen here at this sporting event tonight. We want everybody to be safe. So they're doing their part by trying to get the fans in shelter, the players in shelter, and doing the right thing. So that's what we feel good about. We're sorry for the delay. It's out of our control.
It definitely is. And Ben, to add on top of that, most of these are metal bleachers.
Yeah. Water and metal and lightning are not a good combination, so only makes sense to get everybody cleared out. And there's a big tower right beside the football field to attract some more lightning. So all the things in play to attract lightning right to where we're at.
All the things that conduct electricity.
Yeah.
So it is 8:10. You can start your clocks back again, because 30 minutes from now will be the earliest that the teams will even come back out on the field. They will still have their warm-up time, as we're getting they've been in the locker room for getting close to an hour and a half now. So we will have to make sure that we allow the warm-up time, and again, we're looking at the very earliest 8:45, possibly a 9 o'clock kickoff time. Gene Hunt, I know it's driving us all nuts. The good thing about it for us, though, and not to rub it in the Bulldog faithful face, but we are up here in ideal 72 degrees, Ben, in Mr. Pratt's world. John, I'm sure you remember Jim Pratt as well, math teacher.
Yes, Mr. Pratt. Didn't say much.
No,
Man of a few words. Yes.
But
I remember Mr. Pratt.
it was always the ideal 72. Ben, it didn't matter if we were sweating or we were freezing. To him, it was always the ideal 72.
Yeah. Ideal learning temperature, 72
Oh,
degrees.
72 degrees.
So, Gene watching from Ohio tonight, obviously on the road. So, Andy, we still have not started yet, so you have not missed anything. We are on a weather delay, so please pass that along. Melody Saunders, appreciate you logging on. And yeah, thank goodness it's a virtual day tomorrow. Mr. Randy Harris, the superintendent, for all the hate that he may have gotten, is looking like a genius right now, because we're looking at if we get lucky and get a 9 o'clock start. That means the ball game, John, probably going to be over at 11-ish.
11-ish, 11:15, I'm thinking, depending on penalties and
The awards assembly
Right.
afterwards.
Right.
Then
Another 30
possibly
minutes.
going to add another 30 minutes. So we're not looking to get out of Chad Richardson Stadium till at least midnight,
Close
if
to
not
midnight.
after.
right.
So
And then the team they'll want to eat.
Yeah.
They'll need some food, a little post game meal.
for sure,
Thanks
sure.
to the quarterback club.
Yep. So be sure to let everybody know, your family and friends that may be wondering what the score is, maybe just now tuning in. DLX Sloan, it is cold out there, or cold out here. He says out here. So DLX Sloan, wherever you may be here at Richardson Stadium, stay as dry as you can. And Ben, we won't apologize too many times for being pretty warm and dry up here.
No. Feel a little bad, but not really, because it's dry. It's warm. It's nice and dry up here.
Well, the American Express say membership has its privileges.
That's right.
A member of Friday Night Bulldogs has its privileges.
All right, thanks, Ed Wiley. He did confirm, as if you were with us earlier before we had our technical difficulties, Jinx did beat Bigsby in the regular season last year. So
Okay.
they did end it at 58. We were talking about that earlier, of Wagner's 48 straight. Only lasted for about 2 years before Bigsby reels off 58 straight. But John, right now, the Bulldogs are about 19 straight, somewhere around there.
I was going to say right around 20, I would think, with 11. Let's see, we're 11-0 this season. Is that right?
So we're at 13-0 right now. Yep.
13-0.
Yep.
All right, and then go back to last year.
Yes.
I had that run of probably 7 or 8 games. Yeah, I was thinking around 20 in a row right now.
So
Right around there.
for those of you who are listening, and again, we appreciate that you are. Jeanette, I won't give away your Wagner Bulldog graduation day, but canceled. I just, there's very little chance that it'll be canceled because of the games that are coming afterwards. They still have the 5A state championship and the 6A state championship in the next few days. So I guess if we get into the midnight 30 hour and not started yet, maybe they come back and say, hey, let's do this on Sunday afternoon. I'm not sure. That would really have to be something. So that's about as good as we can come up with right now. But those of you who are with us have been joined by the hero of last year's state championship game. And let me pause a little bit and make sure that we are still good for you at home, as it's showing a little bit of a problem here as the rain continues to come down here in Edmond. If you want to give us a comment in the making sure that everything is going well. But we have the hero of the state championship game from last year against Cushing right here in this very place, Ethan Muhlenweg.
What's up, guys? Ethan Muhlenweg. I think his name translates in German to Von Foot.
I believe our public address announcer at WL Odom Field there in Wagner refers to Ethan as Muhlenweg.
Muhlenweg.
Muhlenweg with the leg.
Yes.
And kicked literally the last second field goal. I know you remember this, Ethan, but I think it was 32 yards away?
36.
36, all right. Without a pause in his voice.
Yeah, 36 right down the middle.
36 right down the middle, a little low, but it was high enough to get up through the uprights, and there was a great picture taken. I don't remember who, but they had a great picture of the Cushing Tigers closing in on Ethan, but as Stuart Scott used to say, Ben, he was cool as the other side of the pillow.
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
Best saying
Stuart
ever.
Scott, yeah, ESPN.
So,
Well, Ethan, I've seen 5 out of 6 Wagoner State Championship games. Last year's was the first one I hadn't seen.
Missed
But
the last one.
I watched your the kick probably 50 to 60 times. So just how awesome that was in Bulldog history. So thank you for contributing. Thank you for
Thank
doing
you.
your part. And you're at OBU now, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Just let's see, freshman year.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Freshman year. All right. Bison.
So you're getting plenty of shout outs here, Ethan, on our stream, and
Looks like we're right in the middle of the final
okay.
little leg of this storm, so hopefully it'll be clearing out very rapidly and we can get this thing going.
Richard Sutherland, appreciate that comment. Ashley Go. Gene, hopefully you're dry in Ohio, and everyone else that is with us right now. We had gotten up to 168 viewers before our technical difficulties. Now we're back to 75. So make sure that everyone knows that we're still here. And again, the rain has picked up, the wind has picked up, and the lightning strike just came. So we are adding 30 minutes from now. That puts us at 8:49, barring any other lightning strike. And John, that's 8:49 for the teams to come.
We could be seeing some cramps tonight if they don't do it right.
Been on this team, however, well, you talk about the great equalizer when it comes to speed, different things like that. You're not quite able to get the footing and things of that nature, but possibly the downside of that is if you're a primarily throwing team, that's a big disadvantage.
Yeah, I was trying to get a little bit of information about Blanchard today because I don't know anything about him. And their quarterbacks put up some good passing numbers. I think he's got almost 3,000 yards on the season.
Wow.
So this definitely could, rain and wetness could be in the benefit of the Bulldog defense tonight if they're truly that pass heavy.
And what happens a lot of times, that ball gets wet, it's slippery, and you might see some more balls on the ground tonight with fumbles or both these teams I think are pretty physical, so that ball may be on the turf.
Yeah, ball security
a lot
will
more.
be huge. There's a lot of water standing on the sidelines as you look down there right now. Field doesn't look terrible. It looks like it's drained pretty well, but the sidelines are pretty nasty.
If you're just now joining us again, lightning delay. Brock Carr, about somewhere around a 2003 or 4 grad, I believe. Brock, his brother's Brian, closer to me, and then Brandon, who longtime educator at Wagoner, and just got moved into administration for Broken Arrow, I believe. So appreciate you logging on, Brianna Hunt. We're all excited for the game tonight as soon as it will actually start. And Braxton Allred, thanks for logging on. But we are just really killing time. If you're a country music fan from back in the 90s.
Clint Black.
There you go. Good call.
Name that tune.
I will take country music artist for
Yes.
500, please, Alex.
Yes.
So, all right, Melody, she's 2005 grad, and you guys continue to log on and tell everybody about the weather delay. Again, we'll come back to this is audio only, If you are wanting the video, that's at the nfhs.com website. They have exclusive rights to all the state championship games, and so they are streaming video. I believe it's $11.99 for the subscription, or Ben, they could save their money and get way more than that by listening to Friday Night Bulldogs.
Yeah, absolutely. Way more entertainment just listening to us, because I'm sure there'll be some interesting stories being told despite the football going on tonight.
We'll paint a picture and save you $12.
There you go. There you go. Again, we want to make sure that you understand that if you're on our social media page, the scammers are out in full force tonight as the comments continue to roll in of streaming the game. Please do yourself a favor and do not click on those links. Do not click on those links.
Be sorry.
Yes, you will. So be sure to pass that word along as well. And Brock, appreciate that comment. Says he never missed a game. 0-4. All right, I was right on the money there. So we appreciate everyone logging on as they have throughout the year. Hopefully you see that there a map on your screen. That is the current states. We actually had to switch it up. We've had so many states that Friday Night Bulldogs has been watched. So we switched it up, and now the states that are colored in black are the states where Friday Night Bulldogs has not been to. And that is currently this year. Now, if
This
we were
year
to,
only.
Yeah, this year only. If we were to go back in other years, that would basically be an all-white map there. I believe there may Maine. I believe Maine and maybe Connecticut and a couple of those New England states maybe were not Friday Night Bulldog fans, but in Alaska. I don't think we've ever had Alaska.
I was thinking we had somebody, one of our military graduates from
Maybe
Alaska
so.
back
Okay,
in the early days of
Yeah.
Friday Night
that
Bulldogs.
could be.
Well, I know there's some Bulldogs up there. There's my sister's family's, the Estries.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
there's two of them that live up in Alaska.
All right. So that map that you see on the screen, looks like the Dakotas. Again, this is just for this year because I know we had some in the past in Arizona in the past years, but this year only, the Dakotas, Arizona, Alaska, South
We
Carolina.
need South Carolina.
Yeah.
We need them to
Yep.
chime in.
I need the Gamecocks.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Gamecocks. The
Or if
Gamecocks
you're,
come
or you're a
in.
Clemson Tiger.
Yeah, true,
Clemson's
true.
in South Carolina.
So you've got the Virginia and West Virginia. Again, we've had those in the past, but just not to this season as we know them. Amanda Tanner, we appreciate you logging on, a Wagner grad. I won't give away your year, Amanda, but she is an educator at T Elementary, and we appreciate her logging on. Melody, I don't think you can definitely hide them. You can go in and delete them. I probably have deleted at least 40, and unfortunately, they just keep coming back. So we're probably going to have to just grin and bear it tonight, as everybody wants to be us.
Well, believe it or not, that's their job. Their job is to hack.
Yeah.
What do? I hack.
Yeah.
So it's a constant, 24/7. They probably sleep 3 hours a night, and they're on the computer hacking the other 21 hours of the day. That's how they make their money. Somebody pays them to hack.
Yes.
So we had some confirmation. It was one of the Allison brothers was in Alaska
Okay.
during his military service
Okay.
back in the early days.
All right. So maybe not this year, but have in the past. So yeah, we'll mark Alaska off there. I knew that we had gotten into 40 something back in those days, and again, 30. I think we're at 36 just this season. That's pretty dang good.
That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to see Bulldog Nation represented over the majority of the United States of America, and we've been international also this year. One of my classmates was watching from South Africa.
Oh, yep.
A couple of weeks ago. He's back home now.
Okay.
So he's wanting us to play this ball game.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, Paige, let's go.
Hutch, how long till game time? You're not going to see the teams even take the field. Well, technically, you're not going to be able to see the teams take the field on this stream anyway because we're audio only, unfortunately. But we will let you know when the teams take the field. That is not going to be until at least 8:45, if not longer.
So they got the clock on scoreboard set at 30 minutes, so maybe they will start that and we'll get an idea from that.
Yeah,
when that will.
Yeah, they had it counting down earlier, and then they stopped it at 30. So I wonder if that's what the warm-up time will be.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So if that is true, then you're looking at from this point right now, 30-minute warm-up would take us to right at 9 o'clock. That's assuming if they came out right now.
Yeah, we still got 20 minutes before they can come to the field.
Christy Benutich, thanks for logging on. You tell Mason that he must have prayed hard that night. John, if you remember last week, Mason was asking about whether we were going to be getting out on Thursday, getting out early.
Right.
And then I think someone else had even mentioned something about a virtual Friday.
Right.
Boy, we thought that was pushing it a little bit, but boy, good fortune tellers.
Yeah, good prophecy now. Yeah, good prophecy. We've been here before, so
yes.
Yeah, we know about that. Back when I was at OU during OU Texas weekend, if we beat Texas on Saturday, we wouldn't have school on Monday.
Okay.
So there's no classes would be canceled if we won, but if we lost, which we lost both of my years, we had class on Monday. So they would try to give you a little extra day of celebrating.
So, as we were talking, how Friday Night Bulldogs have spread really across the globe, we were probably 15 or 16 different countries back in the day. Again, just this year alone, if you see that map, we've been in Cancun, we've been in the Bahamas. John, that's when we were on a cruise with the Lords.
Yes, on a cruise ship.
Near the Bahamas, Guam, Indonesia, military, whether it's military alumni from Wagoner or military connections to Wagoner, there's really no telling where they have been. As Ben, you talked about the Allison brothers in the military, and I know Cody, I think, was Iraq, Afghanistan, 2 or 3 different places, I think, all in one season.
Yeah, I remember the one, and it was a playoff game they were watching it in their barracks in Iraq.
That's right, with a bunch of their...
Yeah, so he had all of his guys in there with him cheering on the Bulldogs.
That's right.
That night.
That's right. So, also Thailand.
It was just a couple weeks ago.
Yep, just a couple of weeks ago. Germany, actually the last 2 weeks. And then last week, Ethan Thorne, who is a Wagoner grad, was Bayern, Germany, I believe, last week. And then Djibouti, which, believe it or not, Ben, back in our day, we had Djibouti on the map.
Mm-hmm. How about that?
Little bitty country in East Africa. And that happened a few weeks ago. Japan, Poland, we picked up Poland last week, and Kazakhstan.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We picked up that last week.
That's pretty serious.
I went back through the chat room from last week, through the comments, and I did see Serbia. I just saw it briefly. I don't think they commented again after that. And not that we're saying that people are lying, folks. We're just wanting to confirm that. All right. It could be a very
could have been a typo.
Yeah, or a very entertaining game on their part. Hey, hey, let's see what we can
Yeah,
get them to
let's see
say.
if they're watching. Let's see if they're really reading these.
So
Yeah, we read them.
the scoreboard still shows the 30 minutes, so they have not started that timer. So be sure to let everyone know. I'm not sure what they're talking about over there, Ben, at the NFHS network. But we have the advantage of being hometown boys, so we could fill this time out with no problem at all.
Oh yeah, we tend to get off topic anyway, so this is just getting us preempted so we can focus when the game actually starts.
Anita, we are hoping they play soon. Anita Humphreys, Gentry, her son is the assistant superintendent, Nick Humphreys, who has been down on the sidelines in this situation before.
Yes.
When he used to coach and was part of that 48 straight.
He's got a few rings
Oh,
on
yeah.
his fingers.
He has a few of those state championship rings for sure. So, and John, if you look down at toward the end of the stadium, we've got some kids that are having quite the fun as we kind of sit down in a little bit of a bowl here
Right.
at the University of Central Oklahoma. And with the rain coming down, we've got a little bit of a outdoor sliding area.
Yeah, there's a slide over there. I don't
Yeah,
think anybody
there's-
has cardboard or plastic, but
I think they're just sliding right down in the mud.
yeah. They're getting, that's pretty good.
Some groundskeeper's gonna be very upset when he comes to work
Yeah,
tomorrow.
they're leaving their mark on the stadium for sure. Now, if they get in the waterfall feature, that's probably going to get them kicked out.
Right, you're right.
So
Yes,
Let's stay out of that.
there is a really nice waterfall area in front of the scoreboard. I believe we're running north and south here.
Right, this is north and south field.
So we will.
It's in the south
It's
end.
in the south end of the end zone, and yeah, we wish we could show that to you, but again, this is audio only, and if you've been with Friday Night Bulldogs at any length of time, Ben, you know that when it comes state championship, everybody loves the Wagoner Bulldogs then.
Yes, everybody wants to be part of the Bulldogs when it comes championship game night.
So in addition to the coaching staff, there are, we're at a college stadium and every chair in the press box is full.
Yeah, that middle media section is full of people. So lots of people wanting to cover the Bulldogs tonight.
And
And I'm sure there's college coaches
Good, yeah,
here
yeah.
scouting a little bit.
that's true. Very
You know,
true.
They've scouted throughout the season, but I bet they're wanting to get one final look at a certain player. I'm sure Coach Charlie North from Wagner's probably in attendance. He actually lives in Blanchard, but I have a feeling he's going to be sitting on the home side, on the Wagner side.
Yeah, right now, the stadium is still clear because of the weather precautions taken here at the stadium. Last lightning strike was probably 10 minutes ago, somewhere around that, hoping that it will stay that way. And again, make sure you let everybody know, estimated time for kickoff no earlier than 9 o'clock, and probably more towards the 9:10, 9:15 area. So we will be with you from beginning to end, and looks like everything is going well. And again, we want to remind everyone this will be audio only, and as we talked about at the very beginning of the stream, we've heard in the past that a lot of people will subscribe, John, and turn the volume down and
Right.
turn Friday Night Bulldogs up.
All right, yeah, we appreciate that. We appreciate the love and support there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you watch the game and then just put us on the audio. I remember doing that lots of times at home, listening to the radio broadcast and watching it on TV. Different. So, Jeremy, I don't know if you see, but the Bulldog Band is down below the stadium entertaining the fans with music. So they're playing some of their favorite
All right.
musical selections and playing underneath the stand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. So that is going on as we speak and under the stadium. So some might ask, they've got their instruments and they're playing. It's metal.
They're out
it's
of the weather,
lightning.
yeah.
They
They're
are
underneath.
They are underneath, and no doubt entertaining the home crowd.
That's cool.
Fortunately, the stadium is big enough to where if you're a Blanchard fan, you don't have to hear that because they are on the far side of the stadium, a little bit bigger than WL Odom Field.
Yeah, this is a really nice facility. They've done a few upgrades over the years.
Yes,
It's really nice.
it is. Hal Wheatley, yeah, West Coast game right now anyway. Now, I will say that it looks like the rain has definitely lightened up, and just a few sprinkles out there, and as the fans start beginning to file back into the bleacher area. Hal Wheatley is, I believe, a 01 grad of Wagoner High School, former student of mine. Hal, appreciate you logging on. Hope everything is going well for you and your family. Dallas Dempsey, this is just audio here. You will have to subscribe for the video to the NFHS network. This here is an audio only stream. Kickoff probably, again, is probably going to be no earlier than 9 o'clock. It's probably 9:15. All right, Hal, 2000. All right, I chose the wrong one. I was going 2000 or 2001. So we are going to be with you from beginning to end. You may hear some pauses every now and then as we make adjustments, and we may have some visitors come into our side of the press box as everybody wants to know what Friday Night Bulldogs is doing, Ben.
Yeah, we got huge following. Have had a huge following since the beginning, so they want to come down and see what it's. The ones that started the battle for the local teams to be able to broadcast their own games.
There you go. So, all right, Christy, class of 2000, Tyrone, 2009. Now, Christy, you know that you gave that up willingly. So, we always pause when the ladies are giving out their graduation days. But we'll throw the men to the wolves anytime we can get a chance.
Absolutely.
So we apologize for those of you who are on our Friday Night Bulldogs Facebook page because, again, as we've talked about, the scam come back on for you.
We got 25 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
It's not counting down, not moving. But they changed it from 30 to 25. So that's a 5-minute progression in our favor, hopefully. It didn't go the opposite direction. It didn't go 35.
I think we got about 8 minutes, and then we're past our 30-minute
Our lightning.
So. The radar looks much better. We just got a little green that's got to keep going through, but all the yellow and bad stuff is gone.
Okay. All right. So if you are watching the weather from home here in Edmond, Oklahoma, it's rain, and looks like it's hopefully the worst of it has moved through, and it's clear skies from here on out. Even if that is, John, again, we're looking at probably 9:15 at the very earliest.
That's all right. It's 7:15 on the West Coast.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. We'll have to look at it that way.
James Fontenopoulos and Mike Fontenopoulos, class of 72, says the Dogs are going to mud it out for another state championship. So now, James, Mike, probably back in 72, that would be a very true statement. Here in 2023, John, at the University of Central Oklahoma, the only ones that are going to be mudding it out are the kids that made their own slide down there.
Right, down on the end zone. Yeah, on the slope. Yeah, it's funny to see nowadays with all the turf stadiums that they, you don't have the muddy uniforms, so it saves on the laundry bill.
Yeah.
And the stains and the shout.
Yep.
If they even make shout anymore.
And the sod.
And saw, yeah.
Okay, Blanchard's coming out at 8:55 for
Okay.
their hype video. Wagner's coming out at 8:58.
All
We're
right.
gonna have 15 minutes to warm up, send them to the sidelines, do the national anthem, coin toss, and then play.
Play ball.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Ivan.
Yep.
Good news.
Good news.
I like to be the bearer of good news.
So if you minute warm up, then the national anthem. So John, Ben, we were pretty close in saying 9:15. Probably more like 9:20.
It's about 9:20 by the time you do the anthem and the coin toss.
So
Yeah.
please pass that word along. Which it really doesn't seem like it's been that long. Now, Ben, the people on the field probably feel like it's been a lot longer.
Yeah, I said it. The ones down there that are wet and cold probably feel like it's been a lot longer than 2 hours. We're very fortunate to be dry and
Yes, we are definitely very fortunate, and again going back to '09, it's and we're going to take credit for this, Ben. It's been quite the journey for media to be able to be for the school media to be as involved in the state championship games as they are. So we appreciate Van Shea Ivan from the OSSAA. Obviously UCO for these beautiful facilities.
Yeah, this is awesome.
If I remember correctly, the first state championship game we called, we were outside of the press box. We were at Boone Pickens in Stillwater, but we had to stand outside because we were put with the other radio guys, and there was no way for us to do our broadcast with them. So we chose to stand outside in the.
Yep,
And it was very cold.
It was.
that
And
day.
it was cold. Yeah, I mean that's cold.
yep. So, and all right, Christy. I said my mom was her 6th or 7th grade teacher, an amazing teacher. Appreciate that comment. Mom's been gone for a little over 2 years now, but long time educator at Wagoner Middle School. Back in our day, Ben, John, it was Central. That was
Right.
5th and 6th grade.
5th and 6th grade, Central Building.
The old yellow building with the basements. And Ben, I know you and I had a class together, and that I'm gonna call it a famous basement. We loved it down there.
Oh, I
yeah,
remember the
we
basement.
loved it.
I had shop.
Yeah,
I had
shop
class
was down there.
in the
Yep.
basement.
That's right. Shop was on the 6th grade side.
Okay, I just remember it was down there.
Yep. on the 6th grade side was shop. My mom's class was down there, and Ronald Jones' class,
Ronald
Mr. Jones was
Mr.
down
Jones.
there. On the 5th grade end, it was I think there was an empty class there, and then there obviously our teacher, Miss Roberta Moore, and I can't remember who was next door to her. It would have been a 5th grade teacher. It was kind of a great setup. You had a 5th grade hall. In the middle were administrative offices,
Right.
the auditorium,
And
and
then,
then the 6th grade hall.
Yeah. It's funny how I remember the teachers. It's been that long. And the Wagner football field before W.L. Odom Field was built.
yes.
The original football
That's
field
right.
was right there where the playground and Central was.
That's
That was
right.
the first Wagner Bulldog football field right there.
Now that was before all of our time,
Oh yes.
but
Yeah,
I
we're
have seen
talking-
pictures.
Yeah, we're talking 1940s, World War
Mhm.
World War One, World War
Mhm.
Two.
I can't remember when they opened up W.L. Odom Field. Watched the game, so we won't hold it against you. He's only got one device, so he's going to have to leave us and watch the game. Of course, he's still going to have quite a bit of time before that actual kickoff happens. But Brent Lawson, again, we're probably looking at a 9:20 for a kickoff. Rocky Mitchell, appreciate you logging on. And so, Rocky, you are the nephew, I'm trying to get this right, with maybe Dale Condit's cousin. Maybe that's what it is, or uncle. Correct me there. I'm trying to remember what the connection is. This whole time, I thought it was the Rocky Mitchell that I knew, which I don't think it's the same person, but maybe it is. Confirm that for me, Rocky. Rocky and I if it's the one I'm thinking of, we're cousins. So clear that up for me, Rocky. I appreciate the comment there. And as the teams continue to
Well, they're airing up the Lion. They're putting air in the Lion.
Okay.
They got air blowing in it. Bulldogs getting some air. So, yeah, we're getting close to game time. The fans are down there. They're ready. They're restless. They're ready to see some championship 4A state football games being played tonight.
So the fans are definitely filing back into the stadium. Like John was talking about, it looks like both teams will be coming from the north end of the end zone as their Bulldog head and a Lion head, I'm assuming, is getting blown up in the north end of the stadium. So looks like we're having a little bit of trouble with the audio, so hopefully we can tie up those loose ends here. Again, don't fret. We are apparently 28 minutes and 20 seconds as they started the clock here at Chad Richardson Stadium, home of the UCO Broncos. And Ben, it's good to see that clock started.
Yes, finally got a
been a while.
countdown. Looks like some of the teams have come outside and are starting to jump around, trying to start that loosen up process before they actually get on the field.
A shout out to Shelly Jones, not able to make it tonight. I know we talked on the phone earlier, and I don't know how many games. She could probably count on one hand how many games she's missed since her graduation date, and I'm going to go ahead and give hers out.
Shelly, you got to give it out.
Yeah, Shelly don't care.
I believe that was 1990.
She's proud of it.
So we back up even there, probably back in her junior high years. So probably could count on one hand how many times she's actually missed a game. There with Amy Thompson, who is also a former teacher at Wagoner Middle School, and give a shout out to Amy as well. So
The Lion's blown up. The Bulldog is blown up. He's breathing smoke.
the teams have come out, and just like it was, I believe, the last game of the season, John, the shiny silver helmets.
Yes.
Although I'm looking down there, is that gold?
Well, it could be. It could be an omen. Let's wear the gold tonight, fellas.
Let's see. Maybe it's still the silver, but either way, they're
Could
shiny.
be the red light from the Wagoner High School Bulldogs on the reflecting off, or the gray. I don't know.
Oh, 89. Sorry. See, Shelly, I was trying to be nice to you and give you one more year, and it was 89. So I was definitely going back and forth between 89 and 90. So if you're just now joining us, again, 26 minutes until kickoff. We appreciate everyone that has logged on, 164 at this time. And we want to remind you, we'd love for you to stay and listen to Friday Night Bulldogs, but this is audio only for the state championship. If you want to watch the live stream video, then you will have to buy the subscription. I believe it's $11.99 at the NFHS network, and so you will have to do that for video. Teams are still awaiting to run out on the field.
I think Blanchard was supposed to come out at 8:55, and they're starting to line up behind their lion head over there.
Okay. So Blanchard,
they come out first.
yeah, Blanchard as the visiting championship or visiting team tonight, the state championship. They will come out first, I believe, at 8:55, and then the Bulldogs, who are the home team, will come out after that. And if you know anything about Ben and I, we are Dallas Cowboy fans, and he's just showed me an update there of the other game that's going on. So Logan Clark, thanks for logging on. Braxton Allred, Richard Thomas, Bug Eater 79, thanks for logging on. Trent Grant, if that's the Trent Grant I remember, graduated with my younger daughter Anna in 2021, just a couple of years ago. So, still got time for your favorite drink and your favorite snack, as we are probably about 20 minutes from the national anthem. 24 minutes on the clock here at the home of the UCO Broncos. So you got time to get comfortable.
Right. Even the referees got to warm back up a little
Yeah,
bit.
true.
You know, they've been
Yeah.
sitting. They've been sitting for an hour, and
Yeah.
they got to loosen back up.
So Cassie Collins is watching from work tonight at Walmart. So Cassie, appreciate you logging on, and I believe she also is a graduate from with Anna in 2021, and watching from work tonight. And here come the Bethany Lions. Blanchard Lions. We were at Bethany last week. So
There you go.
It
Blanchard
happens.
Lions. And David Zachary is logged on from Hartford, Arkansas.
Hey, Zach.
And if you see the FNB Nation map on your screen, the black states in black are ones just this year where Friday Night Bulldogs has not spread to. I believe there's 14 total, mainly on the East Coast, but a few up north and way over in Alaska. But we, so that's what you may be looking at. Unfortunately, that's what you'll be looking at for the rest of the game, as this is audio only, but you can read the rest of the countries that have watched Friday Night Bulldogs. Bucky Allen in San Antonio. Yeah, 4:30 is going to come early, so he's going to be hitting the hay here pretty soon, but looking to get a little bit of the action before he does that. And with approximately a 9:20 kickoff. That's going to put us at 11:20 ending. And then, of course, you got the celebration after that, Ben, and 2-hour trip home. You do the math.
Yeah. If everybody's lucky, they'll be in their car headed home by midnight.
Yeah, for sure. So that puts us back in Wagoner at 2. Jerry James, member of the 1982 Bulldogs, went 12-1 that year. And so we appreciate you logging on with us as we are nearing the 200 mark. And not quite the numbers, John, that we had last week, but being audio only,
Right.
we're still pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty good for audio only.
If you did not catch last week, I believe the final count was 841 viewers at the same time. And Ben, of course, that was a long time ago when the F&B was first getting its opening season and things like that. Blows those numbers out of the water.
Yeah. A lot bigger numbers than we used to have back in the day, but it's impressive that a town the size of Wagoner has that kind of following to make sure that they can keep track of their Bulldogs no matter where they're at. And if they're playing, people are watching.
Right. Bulldogs for life. That's what we say.
So that 841 devices, whether that was cell phones, desktops, laptops, you name it, iPads,
Tablets,
Kindles, and so 841
streaming TVs.
True. And we know for at least the Miller household, with that being Friday night, the Friday night after Thanksgiving, still celebrating Thanksgiving in that family.
Right.
And I believe the total count there was 14
Oh,
In
wow.
one house?
in one house. So even if we were to have very conservative estimates of 4 per device, that's 3,500 people watching Friday Night Bulldogs last week.
It's impressive.
Looks like both teams traveled well tonight.
Yeah. Especially considering Blanchard with a little bit closer traveling time, but with the weather and the which seems like it's passed over, and I think we're clear of that for the rest of the night. With all of those factors, we've got a pretty full stadium for a 4A state championship.
Yeah, in inclement weather conditions with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lightning or weather delays. However, if you were counting at home, there was quite a few. So we're delayed almost it'll be about 2 hours, 15 minutes, somewhere in there. And we're waiting to play this game, but it'll be worth the wait, I promise you.
Yes, it will. So make sure you let everybody know that they have not missed anything. We're still 18 minutes away from kickoff, and we won't continue to repeat the things that we have, especially after the game has started. But again, this is audio only. If you want to watch it, watch the action, you will have to pay for a subscription through the NFHS network. I believe it's $11.99, and you want to be sure to if this is the only game that you're wanting to watch,
right,
you want to make sure that you cancel your subscription.
You want to cancel that
afterwards.
subscription, otherwise you're going to get charged each month after month, because they broadcast games nationally, all types of athletic events and sports. So
yes, nationally for sure.
I don't know if you want to watch Vermont volleyball team, but I guess if you want to watch the Rhode Island lacrosse, then you have that option if you want to keep the subscription.
Speaking of Vermont, I did see Connie on our Facebook page through all the scamming posts.
She's in there?
She's in there.
Yes.
Connie
Loyal.
watching from Vermont. Her daughter Tiffany was a few years behind us, Ben, but Tiffany Helsley. And so watching from Vermont tonight. Bruce Klein, thanks for logging on. Greg Brody, Greg and Beth Brody, watching from Taylor's Ferry, America. Ben, I know both those names are very very common for you.
Oh yes, fellow classmates logging on to listen tonight.
Dick Shanahan saying he's eating all his snacks. He's ready for some football.
Right.
So.
He's depleted his game allotment, and so he has nothing. So let's play. Let's play ball.
So, Dick Shanahan, if that is any relation to, I can't remember his first name. I always refer to him as Mr. Shanahan. I believe he was a chemistry teacher at the high school back in the early
That
80s.
name does sound
mid
familiar.
80s.
Shanahan, yeah.
I don't know if that's the same family there, but so is it Rocky? I cannot believe that after all of these years, I did not know that you were kin to Dale and Sherry Condit. I'll have to tell Dale that he and I are kind of long distance, twice removed cousins. So did not know that. Bug Eater 79 is Bruce Klein, so I appreciate Bruce logging on. And Greg, that's you bring up a good point. As we've over the 200 mark now for Friday Night Bulldogs, it's going to be real late for some fireworks tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be later.
If you were in town last week, you probably heard those fireworks celebrating the semifinal victory over the Ada Cougars, 42-7. Friday Night Bulldogs was with you the whole time there, and so I think the the team was greeted with fireworks, John, as
That's
they
awesome.
returned back to. And Greg, no doubt, is hoping for some fireworks again tonight.
Yeah, especially gold ones. I want to see lots of gold fireworks. If we can put that request in, if it's not too late.
So, Chad Mann, appreciate him logging on from Porham, America. Chad says he's jealous of you tonight because Chad's been vying for a spot on the FNB broadcast team, and I just don't think the FNB Nation is ready for Chad Mann.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they're ready for that. It may take a little while longer for everybody to be truly prepared for that.
I do want to mention just because we need some more to talk about since we're 14 minutes still away from kickoff. A little bit different with this year with Friday Night Bulldogs. Ben, you just completed this training, and John, even Garrett, even though he was just behind the camera and the computer for this year, we all had to go through some training this year.
Right.
Some announcing, not conferences, but online training. And Ben, you just finished that this week to come on Friday Night Bulldogs, and streaming high school football games is a whole lot different than what it was in 2009.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit, and now that they've created training you have to complete to do it, so a lot more people have gotten on the bandwagon from when we started it with
Right.
LJ freezing with a camera and
Yeah.
Joe and Glenn trying to
Yes.
do the technicals for us while we were trying to figure out how to stream a game.
Yeah. And I can't believe it, but my wife, Karina, has actually logged on.
Yes.
She's probably logged off already.
Oh,
but
yeah.
and not only logged on, but commented in the
Wow.
chat room. Yeah, I know.
There you go.
I know.
I'm proud.
Hey,
So,
way to go, Karina. We're proud of you.
all right, so Dick Shanahan, Bill Shanahan was his uncle. All right, so there's the connection there. So, let's see. Fred Ingram says he's got an interesting fact here. Said Mr. Shanahan's father was working at the college that used to be in Wagoner in the early part of the 20th century on Wagoner's southeast side. That is an interesting fact because I had no idea that there was any type of college in Wagoner.
I did not know that.
Any branch at all. So, Fred, thanks for that little tidbit. And
I know we had a bottling company at one time. Right
okay,
downtown, there was a bottling company.
All right.
There's bottle caps in the historical museum.
so Rocky, I just for all this time I thought it was a different Rocky Mitchell, even though I've only known one Rocky Mitchell, but he and I were related by marriage back in the day, and had no idea your connection to the Condits. And Karina's still here, Ben.
I'm impressed. I'm proud.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Jerry
She's
James.
getting wife of the year points.
Jerry James commenting that he loved Mr. Shanahan. So Laura's a former student of mine, Wagner grad. The rain has cleared out. I think we are past that.
Radar's cleared.
Radar is clear now. We are 11 minutes away from kickoff. Both teams are on the field. They are warming up, going through their pregame routine. John, for the second time.
Yes, for the second time. Yeah, it's a little deja vu, Groundhog Day, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's all right. We're gonna play some football tonight. We're gonna bring you the action as both teams are warming up. The fans are more than ready to get this going. We've got a good student section down there leading cheers, adorned in gold.
Yep.
So the theme this week is to wear something gold. They got gold cowboy hats, gold capes. I see gold jackets, gold vests in the stands. I'd love for somebody to have some gold little footballs, little plastic gold footballs. Don't see Santa Claus yet.
Jeanette remembering those Friday Night Bulldog days of old. And Jeanette, how yelling at you there in the chat room. Hal and Jeanette were classmates. So Hal gave his date away, Jeanette, but I'll just make the people have to remember what he said about his graduation date, since y'all are classmates. So you might hear some whistles and bells and cowbells in the background. Is a little bit different setup tonight, as we are providing audio only, but it's through the laptop. We've ditched the headsets and have a really nice setup here, John. And as we had last
Right.
week, Catoosa, we had a nice setup there. Several of the setups that we've had this year have been really nice. And we are going to pause here as the... Thank you. And now for the presentation of our national anthem by the Wagoner Band. All right, maybe you're able to capture a little bit of the Wagoner marching band providing the national anthem tonight. Hopefully you're able to hear a little bit of that in the background. Megan Gacious, Megan, a Wagoner grad, also a teacher at Wagoner Middle School, asking about the Wagoner crowd, as looks like maybe she is watching the NFHS network, and that camera pointing to the Blanchard crowd. I'm going to say, gentlemen, that I'm going to say it's pretty even, as both Wagoner and Blanchard have come out in force tonight. The home side a little bit bigger than, as far as seating wise, a little bit bigger than the visitor side. I'm going to call it about even, Ben. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like it's a pretty even crowd out there. Blanchard with a lot shorter drive.
Yeah.
It's just outside of Norman, so it's it's a lot shorter drive for them. But Wagoner, as always, traveled really well.
Yes.
Lots of fans out there and fought through the rain and the delays and ready to cheer the Bulldogs on to our 7th gold ball.
So Blanchard,
I think we won the toss.
Okay.
We deferred.
Blanchard possibly hour away, maybe 45.
I would say a little over an hour.
Okay, a little over an hour.
Because it's southwest of Norman.
Correct.
Not too far, so
Okay.
probably between an hour, 15 hour and a half-ish, if I was guessing. Maybe not quite that far.
Okay.
So Jeremy, the Bulldogs have won the toss. We elected to defer. So we'll be kicking off from the south end, looks like, and Blanchard will have the ball first.
All right. So we are just moments away from kickoff. Kim Speck, looks like you're just joining us. Yes, we're still playing the game, and we're about 2 minutes, maybe 90 seconds away from kickoff after a 2 hour and going to look like 2 hours and 15-minute delay.
I was saying 9:17 kickoff time.
All right. So,
It will be pretty close to that.
and we talked about, well, it's been about an hour ago and said 9:20 was
Yeah.
probably going to be it. So we're going to be pretty close to that.
We were pretty accurate on that one.
So the Bulldogs will kick to begin this game, and again, we know it's audio only, so we will try to call as much of the action as we can. And if you see anybody in the chat room that asks where the video, you guys be sure to answer that for us so that we won't have to continue to repeat that. Carrie Dumont, appreciate you logging on. Both her boys were part of those state championship teams. Blake and Cameron, I believe, back in the, I believe Blake in that 48 straight streak, part of that, and Cameron also. So here we are. Logan Bloxham tees it up for the Wagoner Bulldogs. He will kick it from his 40, the south end of the stadium, kicking into a little bit of the wind. And the Blanchard Lions stand at about the 15-yard line awaiting the kickoff.
So Blanchard knows what he's going to do with this. He's
Uh-huh.
going to preach it up about the. No, he drives it down the left side.
And that is a live ball, rolls inside the 5, now picked up at the 4-yard line. And the Lions trying to make the best. 25-second clock under 8. Here's the. So third, we're going to call it 6 still from the 9-yard line.
I wouldn't mind calling that defense a black curtain.
Yeah, for
If
sure.
you're a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, they had the steel curtain. We'll call this a black curtain tonight.
So here's the quarterback rolling to his right, looking downfield. He's got a man, makes it complete, across the 25, and he is to the 34-yard line. And Ben, it looks like that or John, actually the offense for the Lions, not dropping back and staying in the pocket.
Right, he got outside the pocket, rolled out to the right, was able to find his receiver down the sidelines on the Bulldogs side for Blanchard first down.
1st and 10 for Blanchard at their own 31-yard line. Quarterback with three wide receivers. This time it's a handoff over the right side or left side. Finds a little bit of a seam across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Ben, back-to-back positive plays for the Lions.
Yeah, they were able to get a little bit of a good push. Looked like some misdirection maybe on the way.